Peter Pan is my bitch! But fucking the other night, threw through my window and fucked my mother! Peter Pan! Peter Pan!
Welcome back, everyone. Happy 2020. I hope you all had a great new year. We are back in the crypt for a new edition of Dark Reflections. This is sort of our review show, but really we just talk about fucking shit we love. I'm late getting to this one, I admit that, but I definitely still wanted to get to it regardless. Today, we are talking about the new one by Cannabis Corpse. Let's just dive right in. Nug So Vile. Look at that fucking cover art. Probably my favorite cover art by them yet. Absolutely outstanding. I'll even show you the Bat Chaos. Oh my god. Just gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous. I want that t-shirt so bad. It's just outstanding. Cover art done by Par Olofsson. If I mispronounce your name, I'm very sorry. Awesome work. Definitely check his stuff out. Nug So Vile by Cannabis Corpse, the new one. Their 6th studio album released November 1st, 2019. Like I said, I know I'm getting late to it. On Season of Mist Records. Now, for anyone not in the know, Cannabis Corpse is obviously a parody band of Cannibal Corpse, founded by Philip Landfill Hall of the thrash metal band hailing from Richmond, Virginia Municipal Waste, and his brother Josh Hall, Hammer Hall. Again, formed in Richmond, Virginia, the same place as Municipal Waste, Lamb of God, and Guar. But all of their songs are entirely original. But many of the album titles and song names are kind of parodies of Cannibal Corpse songs and other death metal bands. This album is a follow-up to 2017's Left Hand Pass. Nug So Vile features Landfill on bass, rhythm guitar, and lead vocals, Adam Gilliams on lead guitar and rhythm guitar, and Josh Hall, Hammer Hall on drums. In the past, they have featured guest spots from Randy Bly during some live performances, which can be found online, actually. They've also had Chris Barnes guest on a track, of course, formerly of Cannibal Corpse, currently of 6 Feet Under, and the legendary Trevor Sternad of the Black Dahlia Murder. Guest spots on Nug So Vile, though, those are from the past. Guest spots on Nug So Vile include the god of death metal, him fucking self, George Corpse Grinder Fisher, is on this album, which is very, very exciting. He is featured on the track Chiba Jigsaw Quandary. Guest vocals on Blasphemy Made Hash are by Aaron Litterer of Dissonant Crust. Or Dissidence Crust, very sorry. And then guest solo on Blasphemy Made Hash by Brandon Ellis, also of the Black Dahlia Murder. He's also toured with Cannibal Corpse before and did drums and some engineering on the previous album, Left Hand Pass, and was lead guitar in the band for the years 2014 and 15. Now, let's just get right into it. I love everything about Cannabis Corpse, okay? I love how they incorporate humor into what is normally a genre of music, heavy metal, that is void of that, especially the subgenre of death metal. I also, I love that it's, kind of a spoof parody of Cannibal Corpse, one of my favorite death metal bands. And I also love how it's cannabis related, because these death metal and weed are two things that have kind of always gone hand in hand for me, at least personally. But yet, you never really see them crossing lines very much. The thing about Cannabis Corpse, though, is while they are sort of a spoof band, granted, when you dive into their discography, the more you listen, the less they feel like a good spoof band, like that's trying to be humorous, like, something like Steel Panther, which is a band I also love. But the more you really dive into Cannabis Corpse, they feel more original. Their approach to songwriting is genuinely its own thing, and less about trying to humorously imitate anyone else and trying to really stand on its own, which I think it does. For example, I feel like they do an excellent job incorporating some really awesome, almost groove-ish sort of, and thrash elements into the death sound. I think you really hear it pretty much on every track on this album, to be honest. But especially on Cylinder of Madness intro, Cylinder of Madness intro, the title track Nug So Vile, and the song Blasphemy Made Hash. Blasphemy Made Hash, of course, is the song that features Brandon Ellis by the Black Dahlia Murder. Fucking insane, almost thrash-like intro with a insane solo to kick it off. The guitar work on this track is absolutely some of my favorite on the album so far. It has almost a thrashy, like I said, groove element to it that keeps you you'll break your neck during this one. It's headbanging constantly, really awesome. I love the way this song moves. Also, while these lyrics aren't like super gory, they're some of my favorite on the album. They paint a really awesome picture of like some sort of ritualistic creation of a hash monster, and I think that's fucking sick. One of my favorite quotes is, "Oh, mighty Lord of Loud, demonic Kush King." I mean, come on. And it's just nonstop fucking awesome lines like that. Again, though, if you listen, you really hear the fantastic groove, thrash, death elements all weaving together. Really work on the guitar work on this track, and through most of the album. I love one of my favorite tracks on the album, Blasphemy Made Hash, absolutely. Of course, though, this is a death metal album. Some of the tracks that to me are pure top tier raw death metal include Conquerors of Chronogeddon, come on, Blunt Force Domain, the Cone is Red, Long Live the Cone. I love these track titles. And of course, Chiba Jigsaw Quandary featuring the god himself, Corpse Grinder, which is a feature that Cannabis Corpse fans like me have been waiting for a very long time for. As far as I can tell, I think this song is literally about someone taking a dab so hard it actually cracks their skull open and they die. And the song is basically more or less describing the scene. It's beautiful fucking gory glory. Super creepy kind of talking like intro with like this Twilight Zone feeling piano kind of thing that I thought was really cool, and then straight into total fucking chaos. Hard riffing from there on out. I fucking love the main riff on this track. Again, an amazing death metal sound and relentless headbanging. You could snap your head off. It also is an incredible solo kind of interludes, and again, the guitar work is just absolutely outstanding. While I fucking love the Corpse Grinder feature, I was hoping for a little bit more. So it is a little bit I don't want to say, I don't know. I was just hoping for more. I guess that's where I'll leave it. He was really only did one verse and they played the verse twice. I was hoping to hear something like a little more of a vocal trade-off. Like I don't know if you heard his feature on the new Josta album. Check that one out. That's kind of what I was hoping for a little bit, where Landfill and Corpse Grinder would go back and forth a little bit more instead of just they each have their own verse. But outside of that, like, it was a fucking awesome feature and amazing as a fan to finally hear Corpse Grinder on a Cannabis Corpse album. Like, absolutely outstanding. So at the end of the day, in no way, shape, or form like a letdown or anything. Just as a fan, I was hoping for something a little bit different when I saw that he was going to be on it. And Chiba does have some fantastic lyrics. My favorite on the album would have to be, though, from some other tracks, Nug So Vile, which tells the story of an alien nug coming to Earth. Dawn of Weed Possession, which is the story of stoners getting pulled over and murdered by a psycho cop, which is insane. But my favorite is probably Edible Autopsy off the top. By far one of my favorite tracks on the album, and instantly becomes one nothing but pure fucking straightforward, incredible raw death metal. The lyrics tell a story on this track, starting with the line, "We interrupt this broadcast." So it's an immediate attention grabber. And then they go on to tell this horrifyingly gory, brutal, satirical, reefer madness-esque story about how a dispensary was giving out free samples of an edible that turned people into murderous zombies. The track ends with the high that everyone ate the edibles and turned into zombies wearing off, and all of them realizing what they had done in absolute horror. It's gory, it's funny, and in my opinion, it's an absolutely brilliant satire. Easily one of my favorite tracks on the album for the lyrical reason. The music is pure fucking death metal. The way it moves is literally for no one but headbangers. It doesn't have any sort of chorus, but it has a couple hooks and lines that I think would be amazing to see if played live. And the main riffs on this song move, like the main riffs move the song, but the drums do the heavy lifting for sure. They provide the moving in a savage and relentless way. Now again, I want to go back real quick. The satirical lyrics in this song are basically an example of every reefer madness believing person's nightmare. Everyone who ever believed in the reefer madness, this is their nightmare. But Dawn of the Weed Possession, the lyrics in that one about the two stoners getting killed by or by a psycho cop after getting pulled over, that's pretty much every stoner's worst nightmare. So I love how they play with these elements and have a really well constructed and humorous result that's just really good writing to me. It's satire, it's funny, and it kind of like plays with these elements in a way I would have never thought of, in a really great way, by showing specific examples of what it would be, like the ridiculousness of what it would be. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking just fantastic, absolutely fantastic writing on this album. Without a doubt, this album stands up with any of the others they have done. The guitar work, the vocal work, the brutal bass lines, the blasting drums are all top tier. Production and songwriting are fantastic, and the artwork is probably my favorite that the band has done to date, to be totally honest. I think this is my favorite cover they've ever done. They no doubt have some what will be new live they got some tracks on this album that live will become staples. I don't doubt that for a minute. I think the title track, Ultimate Indignation, Edible Autopsy, I think all of those would sound incredible live. All in all, this is just another banger by a band that continues to put out nothing but bangers. Cannabis Corpse, new one, Nug So Vile. I give it a 4 out of 5 horns without hesitation. Absolutely fantastic. I love everything that they're doing, and I really hope that they come back to Michigan soon so I can see them again. And yeah, that's it. That's all I got for you right now. Here it is one more time. That's the reflection, the dark reflection of the new Cannabis Corpse album, Nug So Vile. Season of Mist Records. It's been out for like 2-3 months now. If you haven't yet, pick this shit up. It's outstanding. That's gonna be it for me tonight. Thank you so much for checking out this sort of review. We really appreciate it. New episodes coming soon. We're hitting the fucking. I know we had like a week off here. We were supposed to have a couple things out, but had to take a week off. But we're gonna hit it next week hard. Coming out with new episodes, all kinds of stuff. We're moving in 2020. Hope you are too. So yeah, stay tuned. Be sure to follow us, like, subscribe, all of those things. We'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how much you enjoyed this album. I hope you enjoyed this album and this review as much as I did. Raise your horns, bang your fucking heads. We love you all to death. We'll be back again very soon. Good night.